Those crazy Irishmen. Howdy again, folks. Rick from the Boondocking Bears. Even while making this video, I'm laughing at the absurdity of what I ran across yesterday. So it was a gorgeous afternoon, and I was out riding one of the few twisty roads in the area near Fort Erie, Ontario, and decided to stretch my legs at a spot I have passed many times, but had never stopped to check out. Well, imagine my surprise on discovering what happened here in 1866 when a band of crazy Irishmen decided to conquer Canada. So you understand, just the year before, some 50,000 Canadian volunteers returned from service with the Union Army in the American Civil War, and now, a year later, these Irish boys thought they could invade Canada and hold it ransom against the British to force Irish independence, and do it with a mighty ragamuffin band of just 1,500 men. Methinks the Irish whiskey was flowing when they conjured this plan. Anyway, it was an hilarious historical education. Hey, riding on a beautiful day, and I find a battlefield. How much better does it get than that? The Battle of Ridgeway. Welcome to the Battle of Ridgeway Memorial Park. The events occurred here on this battleground June 2nd, 1866. That's an odd date. Were a catalyst to the Confederation of Canada. While defending this land against the invading Irish-American Fenion Army, 9 brave Canadian soldiers lost their lives. This exhibit, located throughout the park, examines a crucial moment in Canadian history. Well, there you go. The Fenions were a militant group seeking an independent Ireland after centuries of struggles with Britain over political independence, religious rights, and land ownership. Their tactic was armed revolution, which made the invasion of Fort Erie so alarming to local residents. Many Irish in America fundraised to support the cause, creating a U.S. branch of the Irish Republican Brotherhood called the Fenion Brotherhood. They planned to capture Canada and use the colony to barter with Britain for Ireland's independence. Good luck with that. Many Fenian soldiers were battle-hardened Civil War veterans. They brought their strategically planned armed revolution here. Bastards. I thought I knew a lot of history, but I didn't know this one. Fenian members spent many months scouting this area, striking swiftly. On June 1st, 1866, they landed in Fort Erie with a force of about 1,200 to 1,500 men. Yeah, that's going to take Canada. Fear of the impending invasion caused some families to flee with their livestock and valuables to the surrounding countryside. Those who remained to protect their homesteads found themselves pressed into supplying food and resources to both the Fenion Army and the Canadian militia. Well, there you go. That'll teach them. Leaving the train in the village of Ridgeway, the Canadian militia marched up Ridge Road, which is where I am, and that's a great ride. It's a nice little twisty. Heading to Stevensville. The Fenian Army was ready and waiting and drew the Canadians deep into their snare. Miscommunication and lack of training created challenges for the volunteer Canadian militia. A retreat was ordered when confusion arose on the battlefield. The Fenian Army, realizing they had won, returned to Fort Erie to await reinforcements and replenish supplies. Later that evening, the Fenian Army withdrew to Buffalo. While crossing the Niagara Rivers, they were arrested by the U.S. Navy, thus ending the invasion. Well, that was a hell of an effort. Oh, I think the Irish had a couple of loggers too many that day. The Fenian Brotherhood did not achieve its goal of an independent Ireland. The nationalism which the Fenian movement bolstered was Canada's. The fear that Britain could not protect Canadians lent a sense of urgency to the Confederation movement. The Dominion of Canada was created the next year on July 1st, 1867. Well, there you go. Happy birthday, Canada. Hello, buddy. Are you back? Are you back? He's a good puppy. So the battlefield has been designated a National Historic Site to memorialize the Canadian soldiers who died here. Just kids, really. Young university students, militia volunteers, known forever now as the Ridgeway Nine.